So before I begin this question, the unit, if you're looking for it in the program, is going to be Unit 4. This is going to be percent word problems. Percent word problems. So Arithmetic Reasoning, Unit 3. Again, this is percent word problems. Percent word problems. So let me just take a quick moment to show you guys, if you're new to the program or if you've been in the program and you haven't had a chance to take advantage of all these resources available to you, remember that it's not just about showing up to class. I have spent 4 years building up this program with over 15,000 practice questions to help you learn from every single mistake and build your confidence up the right way. So with that said, allow me to take a quick moment, Unit 4, sorry about that. I said Unit 4 and I wrote down Unit 3. So Unit 4, and that's going to be percent word problems. So with that, let me go ahead and show you just from my point of view here. Right over here. There it is. Perfect. So can you guys see the screen behind me? Just making sure that you can see that this is my browser behind me. Can you see it? Perfect. All right, cool. So again, if you're in the program or if you're watching this recording, make sure you know how to find these materials, man. So when you sign into the website, you should be able to see your math basics, arithmetic reasoning, math knowledge, and if you scroll down, not necessary for this purpose here, but you'll see the arithmetic reasoning practice test. If you're in the program, you'll see the link to the next class always right there. And then if you need to find anything else like your word knowledge course, paragraph comprehension, you go ahead and just click right here on My Courses. Or if you want to find the classes and recordings, right there. You want to see the program checklist to find everything and learn everything about what you need to know? It's all here. But to stay focused here, all you need to do to find, let's say, percent word problems practice, you'll click Arithmetic Reasoning right there. It'll take you to the Arithmetic Reasoning dashboard, which basically will show you everything you've completed. Obviously, for me, since I'm just using a test account, it's going to be all X's. But basically, once you pass the unit checkpoint, that X is going to turn into a green check. So basically, to find everything you need, boom, Unit 4, percent word problems, just go ahead and click it. You'll have everything open up for you, and you can go ahead and get started on learning percent word problems. So once this is done loading behind me, you'll go ahead and see right here on the left, everything you need. You have your lessons, extra lessons, casual practice, more lessons on percent change, tax and discounts. Then you also have tax and discounts, simple and compound interest, everything you need in terms of lessons, practice, all of it. So remember this, once you feel like you've gone through all these different types of problems and you want to know if you're ready to tackle any type of percent problem, then what you're going to do is click right over here, your Unit 4 checkpoint, and then this little value right here is going to pop up behind you. This is going to be what's called a unit checkpoint. It's a timed practice test with only percent word problems. And so if I go ahead and click right here, what's going to happen is, boom, you'll see your timer right up there at the top right. And then you have your question here. So it gives us, says that James sees blah, 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 blah. Go ahead and click your answer, whatever. And you'll have 10 questions to answer in 20 minutes, so 2 minutes per question. And you'll go all the way through them. All the way through these specific percent problems, going through all the different subtopics. Once you're done, you click yes, I'm done. Oh no, I got nothing correct. But that's not where you should stop. Where you should stop is after actually understanding those mistakes. So when you're done with the test, you're going to click a little button called Feedback Report. You should be able to see it right here. And once you click that, here's the great thing about what we've built here for you. So you have your question. It tells you the correct answer. And on top of that, it walks you through. What do I want? What do I have? What's the connection? And it tells you, hey, what do I want? How much William will pay in taxes? What do we have? These are the pieces of information. What's the connection? Boom. And I set everything up for you with every single question that you'll do in these unit checkpoints. So for every single question, you've got your back. Every single question, man, I've got your back. So the point of this is, again, it is not about getting a question right or wrong. It's only going to be about how much growth we can gain from problem to problem. That's what you want. So with that said, everybody, what are your thoughts? If you have not gotten the chance to explore this tool, what are your thoughts on it? And if you have had the chance to do your unit checkpoints, which you've seen a lot of people have, again, what are your thoughts? And welcome in Betty as well. And again, you can always reach out to me if you have any questions. And I'll go ahead and put the link up at the end of the class. Maria, whoa is correct. And I'll go ahead and show you guys how to sign up for the full program at the end of class. But you guys let me know. For those of you who have been using it, again, Damien and company, how much has that helped you so far when tackling word problems? Let me bring this back over here. There it is. Cool. 100% helpful. How long does it usually take to complete one unit? It typically takes, well, depending on the unit, because some have more ideas than less. But I would say if, depending on how much refreshing you need, 1 week to 10 days about, and this is talking about pure mastery, and if you're giving about an hour a day on average. That's typically how long it could take, but if it takes longer, that's normal. If it takes less time, again, that's normal. Everyone's coming from different places, but from what I've seen, it takes about a week-ish per unit. Yes, and you can absolutely navigate everything on your phone. I actually also do have an app that you can download as well. So if you're in the program, you can download the app as well, log in with your same information, and you have access to all of the materials. My recommendation is always using the web browser because you can also access the dashboards from there, where it tells you if everything's checked off or not. So if you're struggling with long division and multiplication, I actually have a Math Basics Bootcamp, as you saw earlier, where you go over 7 units of the exact way to handle calculations. So positive numbers, negative numbers, decimals, fractions, everything you need to learn how to handle, order of operations, solving basic equations, all of that is in the Math Basics, and I always recommend doing that first before you dive into the AR and MK, every single time. The name of the app is called Ace the ASVAB by Duran Learning. It's called Ace the ASVAB by Duran Learning. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into this problem here. Let's have some fun. This is going to be found in Unit 4, percent word problems. Everybody, read the question first. So that's what I'll do. The question says, what was the cost of the printer before the discount? So everyone, what would you say are some words or phrases that we may want to highlight from that red question here? Right, the word before, the phrase before the discount. Damien, shoot me a text. I'll make sure to follow up with you on that. But here we're looking at cost of the printer and then before the discount. So, my party people, my question to y'all is this. When it comes to percentages, when we see the phrase before the discount, we don't always say the beginning or B. There's another word that we may use. It starts with an O. iPhone, thank you. The word original. Everyone, there's a very, very, very simple formula that is used in all basic percent problems, and it's going to be this. Write this down. When it comes to percentages, this formula is very likely to be used unless it's like simple or compound probability. But here's the formula. Basically, it's this. Percent times the original equals the result. Hey, it's all good. It's all good. Thanks for admitting the misspell. I was getting worried there. But yeah, so here we have percent times the original equals the result. So with that said, there's one big main idea you want to know. One main idea. And it's this. Write this down. Like, I typically don't say stop everything that you're doing and write this down, but this is something you're going to want to write down. And it's this. It's the percent you apply is the result that you'll get. Has anybody here ever heard me say that before? The percent you apply is the result that you get. Write that down. This is the main idea about percent word problems. It can be a very generic percent problem that just says, hey, 30% of Rob's stock is going to be invested in this. How much is that amount? Or it could be a discount problem. It could be a tax problem. It's always going to be true. Even with simple and compound interest, actually. Even with simple and compound interest, there's just a better way to go about it, an easier way. But it can still, that general method applies to everything percents. Everything. So again, write that down for yourself. I'll give you a couple moments. The percent you apply is the result that you get. Now, what does that mean? Right here. Right here. Let me use a different color. So I'll use percent and result, percent and result. Right there. This is going to make a lot of sense in a few moments for a lot of us here. So get ready for the fun. So let's write down the information that we're looking for, everybody. We wanted the cost of the printer before the discount. If we're looking at our formula here, which one of those pieces are we looking for? The percent, the original, or the result? Which one of those are we looking for? Yeah, we are looking for the original. Yes. So again, just use some intuition here. When you read, hey, how much was this before the discount? You're looking for the original price. The original price before the discount. So let's go ahead and highlight that there. That's what we want. We want the original price. Now, next, let's go ahead and read through the information and let's see if we can figure this out. Because as long as you understand what this means, you're going to notice how percents work. So first things first, let me write this down here. First things first, we see that it says after a 30% discount. Okay, cool. Let's write this down here. We have a 30% discount. And then it says Carol paid $20.30 for a printer. Okay, so after that little bit of awkward silence, let's see what we can figure out here. We're trying to work backwards. Very, very true, Olivia. Now, let's understand here how we're going to set this up. As long as you follow the main idea, you're going to start seeing why people get tricked into these very, very common mistakes. Watch this. But everybody, please do me a favor. Write it into the chat box. That main idea that I wrote down right there. The percent you apply is the result that you get. Write that down in the chat box, please and thank you, and then we will continue. Because I need to make sure that you guys have written that down, understand that, and I'm going to show you how to apply it. The percent you apply is the result you'll get. Yep. A few more folks here need to see you write it down. Good. Okay. So one more time. And I'm going to sound like a broken record, but I got your back, guys. The percent that you apply is the result that you'll get. So here's what the mistake is that everybody makes. They see the percent that they're given. They see the number that they're given. But even if you were able to decipher that, okay, the amount before the discount, that's the original amount. That's correct. Cool. That's cool. But here's where people mess up, and it's this. A lot of people will write this. They'll say, hey, 30% times the original equals the result, and that result is going to be the $20.30. My party people, is that correct or incorrect? 30% times the original equals $20.30. Is that correct or incorrect? Why? I see already a handful of people saying that I'm wrong. Why is it wrong? We need to convert to decimals? I mean, no, not at all. I mean, that's just the preliminary way of writing it. Yes, absolutely. Once we're ready to do the math, that 30% is going to turn into 0.30. Absolutely. Absolutely. But that's not the reason why this is wrong. That's not the reason why this is wrong. Landa, yes. Whitney, yes. Chris Lane, yes. Let me Zakwe, yes. Let me see who else. Cool. So let me explain another little bit about percents. Everybody, quick question. The original amount, the whole thing, what percentage is that? When you talk about the whole thing, what percentage is that? Thank you. 100%. Okay. And let me just write that down. The original price, original equals 100% though. In terms of the percent. Okay. Now, here's the reason why I said this. I'm going to set you up real nicely here. That statement that I had you write down, then I had you say it into the chat box, and I'm hoping that you said it out loud to yourself. The percent you apply is the result that you get. My party people, that 30% that we put into the equation, that 30% represents what again? That 30% represents what word? Discount. 30% represents the discount. And okay, what does the $20.30 represent? What does that represent? One word. Yeah, sure. Yeah, the result and the formula, if we're going to plug it in, that's the form. Sure. But what's the P word that I see here? Not the second one, the first one. The amount that you paid. My party people, let me ask you this. Let's ask you this, and I'm trying not to sound like a joker right now. But it's like, let's think about it like this. 30%, that represents the discount. This $20.30, that represents how much you paid. Everyone, in this setup, is the percent that we're applying representing the result that we get? Is that what's happening here? Be honest. Do the percent and the result represent the same idea? Krishan says no. Anybody agree or disagree with that? Rashawn and Damien are saying no. And it can be a tough question, especially if we haven't practiced this a lot. So the answer here, the correct answer is no. The percent that we're applying is not the result that we're getting. Everyone remember this, or think about it like this. The 30%, that represents the discount. The $20.30, that represents what we pay. Everybody, is how much we save the same as how much we pay? Is how much we save the same as how much we pay? Not at all. Not at all. Those represent different things. That's how you know that this formula set up the wrong way. Here's the correct way to set it up. Here is the correct way. And hopefully after I show you this, hopefully some light bulbs will start turning on and say, oh, okay, I see where that's coming from. Watch this. The correct way is this. So again, this is wrong. This is wrong. And this right here is going to be correct. This right here is going to be correct. If I write it like this, 70% times the original equals the $20.30. That is the correct way, and here's why, everybody. Quick follow-up again. The original percent, the original amount, the percent of the original amount is what again? What is the original percentage again? The whole thing, what is it again? 100%. 100%, absolutely. Now, think about it like this, everybody. We were supposed to pay 100%, but we received a 30% discount. So if I were to do some math here, let's think about it like this. 100%, whole thing. We will take away the 30% because that's the discount. That's what we got off. And everybody, what's 100% minus 30%? 70%, and that is correct, Landa. That's what we're paying. We were supposed to pay 100, but we got a 30% discount, so we'll take that away, and we're left with 70%. That is what we're paying. And so therefore, when you set it up like this, when you set it up like this, 70% and the $20.30, both of those represent what we are paying. Both of those. Let me actually use red highlight here to show that, yeah, now these represent the same idea. The percentages representation and the results representation, they represent the same thing. How much you are paying. How much you are paying. Does that make any sort of sense to anybody out there? That's really the biggest factor to be successful with this. Biggest thing. If you follow that idea, the percent that you apply needs to represent the result that you get. Boom, you're good. Absolutely good. All right, cool. And I'll wait for confirmation for a few more folks. I think I got like 20 responses there. I want to see if I can get the majority of us here to reply. Cool. That's really the main idea there, guys. After that, I know that took a while to set up, but that's really all you need to understand. Once you have that down, boom, that's it. You have your setup, solve it, you're done. So here we go, my party people. Here we go. Let's go ahead and solve this bad boy. Let me go ahead and get this a little smaller. Cool. And so now let's solve here. Remember, my math party people, acing the ASVAB is not just about watching me do it. It's better that you practice as well. It's about watching, practicing, and mastering the material. And the best way to do that is to start off with my free practice test, because it comes with video solutions so you can try it out yourself, see all the mistakes that you've made, and then keep raising your score with those video solutions, organizing yourself so you can lower that test anxiety and raise your score. No excuses, it's completely free, so go ahead and click the link there or in the description. That way you can get started, raise your score, and do everything you need to do. Let's ace the ASVAB, but let's get back to the problem after you're done signing up. So 70 times the original equals the result. Everybody, what's the 70% gonna turn into as a decimal? Yep, 0.70. Absolutely. So you can put 0.70 or 0.7, either way is fine. And then we can say times the original equals the 20.30. So everybody, we're trying to get the original amount by itself. What do we need to do to both sides? Yeah, 0.7 is good. You can put 0.70 or 0.7. Either way is fine. Lambda, yep. Now we divide both sides by what? By what? 0.7. So that's all we need to figure out. And if you're not very familiar with handling decimals when it comes to multiplication, division, addition, subtraction, again, that's all going to be in the math basics. I'm going to go through the actual calculation. But if you're feeling a little apprehensive about this, you definitely want to get into the math basics and give yourself that chance. So here, we're going to divide both sides by 0.7. And that's going to give us the answer. So we cross this out here because that's going to go ahead and cancel out. And now what we have is the original equals 0.30 divided by 0.7. And here's the way that dividing by a decimal works. You don't want to divide by a decimal. What you can do actually is just follow the very simple rule that says, hey, when it comes to a fraction, whatever you do to the top, do to the bottom. So if I'm dividing by a decimal, I can just do this. And hopefully this doesn't confuse anybody, but all I gotta do is this. If I move this over to the right by 1 decimal place, move that over to the right by 1 decimal place. So what this ends up turning into is actually just 203 divided by 7. So 20.3 divided by 0.7 is the same thing as 203 divided by 7. It makes things so much easier to think about whole numbers being divided than thinking about decimals being divided. So once you have that, you'll just do 7 going into 203. 7 goes into 20 2 times. Subtract the 14. Then you have 63. 7 goes into 63 9 times. And so you have yourself 29. So the original amount equals $29. Right there. And that's how you have it. And again, that was just a quick way to just handle decimals. So that way you're not doing the same thing over and over again. But there you have it. And your final answer will be B, $29. My party people, as always, thanks for watching. Please make sure you're subscribed to the channel. That way you can see all the updates that we come out with so you can keep improving. So don't wait, subscribe now. And then while you wait for the next video, look here or there to see a related video that's going to help you improve even more. Let's keep raising that score, and let's get the job we want. I'll see you soon.